Hey folks, how's everybody? I hope everybody's well. Hope you're having a great day. I want to thank you for watching the video. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the little bell beside of it. And I was informed recently by a person through email that they wasn't even for sure what it meant to subscribe, so I'm just going to tell you. If you subscribe to the channel, it'll start showing you videos that I put out. Whether they interest you or not, you know, that's another story. But if you turn on the bell beside of that, it'll notify you of almost every video that I put out in your notifications. If you smash that thumbs up, believe it or not, it helps get the video out there to where other people can see the video. But anyway, enough of that nonsense. You guys remember, if you seen the last video on this, we were sent this saw by a subscriber just to play with, just to see what we could get out of it. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to go into it and see what makes it tick and see if we can make some improvements. I've already got a piece of wood strapped up in the log splitter out there. It's hardwood. It's around 10 inches or so. It's more than this little saw is going to want to bite off and chew. So we'll get the saw warmed up. We'll make a couple cuts, and you know, we'll save those, pick the fastest cut, and then do our thing with the saw and go back and see what kind of improvements we made. The last one of these I done was a Craftsman version you can pick up at Lowe's. It was a S140. It was a 44% gain and about an 8-inch piece of hickory. Pretty substantial. It was like night and day difference running the saw. Anyway, and that was with the same barn chain. We're not going to cheat and alter the chain or change the chain or anything. It'll be both cuts done with the same barn chain. But what I'll do is we'll go outside and get set up, log splitter, get the little saw warmed up, and make us a couple cuts. For reference, that's a 14-inch bar, so we got every bit of 11, 12 inches of wood there. Alright guys, it ain't half bad. I believe it's a little peppier than the Craftsman was stock. I almost know it is, but I think it has a different design cylinder. It's basically the same design of saw. I think it's a Zanoa G3800 or something, maybe Z3800. I'm not for sure. One of you will put it in the comments, I know, but what I'm going to do next is get it stripped down to where we've got the top plastic off of it, and I'm not going to video tearing it down for sake of the video length. We'll just get it down to where we can check everything out and see what's going on. Alright guys, she don't look like much of a saw now at all. Just like the other one I done, like chicken squish out in the front or out on the sides. just barely touched my solder, but if I went in and checked the larger part of the squish band on these cylinders, which is the back, you should always check from multiple angles, you know, if you're unsure anyway, or different corners of the chamber. Just don't measure off one spot and say, hey, that's it. It's toggling like 39/40 thousandths. I'm going to call it 40 thousandths with a gasket. Exhaust roof 113, the uppers 136, which is, all of this is real similar to the other saw, and 67 on the intake. This one does have removable transfer caps, which means it's probably going to have a different design of transfer port. The next thing I'm going to do is pull the cylinder off, and I hope the gasket don't stick like crazy on this one like the other one done, but if so, it ain't no big deal. We've got razor blades, we'll scrape it off. But that's the next goal. We're going to pull the cylinder and have a look at it. Alrighty guys, I got the cylinder off. Looks like a gasket did stick to the deck of the saw. That sucks. We'll be scraping that off, but we've got outbound transfers. We do have a removable cap, whatever. It ain't gonna make or break it, but this would explain why I thought it felt peppier than the other saw. Just the transfer port design themselves. It's been a long time since I ran that saw stock, but this one felt like it was a little zippier than it was, but man, ought to be could just be me, but it seemed like once this one warmed up and I figured out what it wanted, it went to eating pretty good on that second cut. But the rest of the port layout looks about identical. And it is complete closed port design on it, just like it's like a mini 372, so that's a good thing. I guess the next thing I'm going to do is get the gasket scraped and get the rings off the piston and see where we're at then. Guys, I've worked on a lot of old saws, you guys know that, but this is a first for me. I've never seen alignment dowels. That's what the extra holes are there you're seeing, or what they're for. The PTO side of the cases have two little small alignment dowels for the base gasket and to line the cylinder back up. That's kind of crazy. Hopefully you guys can see that. That's just by pulling the base gasket. Just like the other one we done. It had 26 thousandths squish, I'm pretty sure. I think it was like we had 40, so 15 thousandths thick compressed gasket. So it has a 26 thousandths squish, that's fine. Could you machine it? Yeah, I could chuck it in the lathe. I wasn't even fool with cutting the band on this. Normally when I cut a band and a base on something like this, or like something I'm wanting to generate more torque out of, it's to shoot for a lower exhaust roof. Or if it's something we're playing with, you know, we'll cut a lot out of the band to jack the static compression up as high as we can, you know, to where we can raise the exhaust roof back. But I'm going to recheck timing on this, but I about know right where it's going to be. We're going to gain 1.5 degrees, 2 degrees everywhere, and come up the game plan. Alright guys, just a quick recheck where we're at the moment. 26 thou squish, we're just cracking 115 on the exhaust opening, like 138 on the uppers, and 69 on the intake. I'm gonna get this laid out and get it ground and bring you guys back once I've got the port work done. Look at the cylinder, nothing spectacular. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. Raised the uppers, we lowered those bridges. Intake port did open it up quite a bit. Not sure how well it's picking up or showing. Trying to get light on it to where you guys can see. Exhaust port raised it. Maybe you look from the inside. Got some pretty good numbers in it. Once we get it back on the saw and get it running and make some cuts. Still got to do the muffler mod. I'm undecided on how I want to do that. I know it's going to be a pain either way I do it, so we'll just have to see. I'll bring you guys back, I guess, when we get to that. I know a lot of people cringe when I do this on a muffler, but you kind of have to forgive me on this one. It got a straight shot all the way back. The Craftsman I did drill this out and had cut out a big portion to fish out the screen that was up top. And that screen goes all the way to the bottom. This little muffler weighs a ton. It's a lot of the weight of the saw, but again, that'll work. It'll outlast the saw. I've put the covers on, made sure it wasn't going to melt anything. Quick, simple fish gill. Works every time. Holy shit, guys, this one has blown me away. I highly recommend, if you can pick one of these up, to my understanding it can be had for $100 bill. I've looked around online, like $130 with free shipping seems to be the norm. Again, it has full closed quad transfer ports. 26 thou squish with just a base gasket delete. This does not need any machine work to perform, just like the little Craftsman we done. I set the exhaust roof at 108. Figured it'd have a little more grunt there. The uppers, they are set at 130 and 74.5 on the intake. Open to close, that came out right at like 150 degrees of total open time on it, the way I measured it. But I've not checked the video editor to see what kind of a performance increase we made, but it seems to be like daylight to dark difference, just like the little Craftsman we done. I did change the test log at the end. I did make 2 cuts with the same log we done the first 2 cuts with, but the little saw is so fun to operate, I just wanted to run it a little more and dug out another piece of wood, which ended up being bigger than the first piece. But as you can see, this thing, it pays it no mind. Again, to the gentleman that sent us this saw just to play with, I really do appreciate it. It has been fun. It has kind of blown my mind that how much power that it did pick up. But with that said, thank you guys for watching. Everybody stay safe. Again, the thumbs up does help get the video out there. Subscribe, turn on the bell. I've got several projects here like this to do that we can do before and afters on, if that interests you at all. But
we should race
this one will beat red hot. No, this one will beat red hot, I think. The wife said we should race the Craftsman against this one. That'll come in a video, but anyway, you guys have a good one.